Good day. I am here in the Comox Valley at my grandparents' house. Got grandpa's mixing up some soil for the garden. Frank's enjoying lounging on the outdoor couch, which is one of his favorites. And I'm going to be installing solar. All right, so in this box, I have the MPPT controller and some wiring. So, as well as stuff to put a fuse in line, I decided to go with Renogy because I've been happy with my DC to DC, and it was just really simple to get all the components from the same place. I got some of the pre-made wires, so the only thing I really need to do is put a fuse in line before the battery on the positive terminal. And otherwise just hook everything up. The cables are already sheathed and ready to go into the controller. So it should be a pretty quick and simple job. And I have quite a bit more confidence in doing electrical now that I've done my initial system and had it checked and approved by professionals. So at first, before I had it checked by professionals, I was pretty concerned about everything. So it is nice. It was definitely worthwhile to have them look over it and also put in a safe ground because my van would have burnt down otherwise. So yeah, but my electrical is under my bed here. So I have to flip up the mattress and then we can get to work. So here's my electrical system. I got the DC to DC and the fuse panel. And then this is going to go in here like so. All right, so thankfully everything comes with instructions. Okay, so this is going to need to feed through those holes. I have holes here. There's holes in the box. Feels really good to not be doing any big projects this year. I have done big projects the last 3 years. Last year I did the renovation, the year before I did the engine swap, the year before I did paint job. All of them took 6 weeks minimum plus, and all of those years I had been wanting to go to the Yukon but needed to do the responsible thing of making my van reliable and making my van a comfortable home as Frank ages and that type of thing. So this year we finally get to go to the Yukon, and having solar is really going to help, especially when I want to upload a video from camp and I don't feel like driving, and I can just use solar to run power for Starlink. So Renogy's made it really easy by already doing that. I guess this just goes in and I tighten. Positive, positive. All right, so those are the connectors to the solar panel, and now I have the shortest ones they had available were 8 feet for the battery, so they're the same. So one of these we're going to label positive, and it is also going to get a fuse in line. So this is the inline fuse unit. I have put the quick connects thingies on, and now I just need to cut the wire, put the opposite ends on, and then I should have the wiring all done, aside from hooking it up to the battery, which I'm a little nervous to do, but I'm just going to unhook all the negatives, hook up the positives, hook up all the negatives again. So it is a little frustrating working with wires. It is honestly not my favorite thing to do. Actually, you know, I don't mind working with wires. I don't like cutting wires without the right wire cutters. Ah! Satisfying. Okay. Nice. We're getting there. We are getting there. Okay, so the whole system is off. Yay! The battery is hooked back up. Now, all I have to do is put this fuse in the fuse holder, and in theory, the charger should fire up. We have power. That's exciting. That's my battery level, I guess. I have read the manual. I have watched a video. I feel pretty confident to hook up the panel. And I'm going to do that before I mount this, just in case, because it's just easier to do any mounting last, I find. So you might be wondering what I'm going to do about the panel. Well, I am not going to be mounting it to my roof because when I drive, I have alternator charging. And a lot of the year in Canada, or if I'm in the forest, there's really no point having panels on top. I don't really like the look of them, so I don't want them on top, which is why I got that flat panel, because it can live under my mattress and I will just put it out when I need it. That is why I have got these 40-foot cables. So I'm going to go outside and hook this up and see how it goes. And yeah, if it's a nice day for charging, I can just have the doors open, or I can run it out the little triangle window, and then I'm going to get a cord keeper for these and they will just tuck right there. All right, so we got the panel hooked up and excessive amount of cable. We're bringing in power. Well, it's a pretty awkward position for installing something, but it works. I got one screw to go and clean up and I'll be done. And I'll have solar this summer, which is really exciting. There we go. I got the MPPT, DC to DC, got the fuse panel, got the battery and the shunt, which goes to the battery monitor, which is here. But yeah, I didn't mount the battery monitor because I just used the Bluetooth app. Yeah, it feels great to have solar. I'm really excited. I'm just gonna let it run and charge all day. Really rewarding to have another electrical project under my belt. I'm just gonna be enjoying time with my family, and going for walks in the forest. It is so lush and green here. So I will see you when it's time for a walk. Hey, good morning. It is a beautiful day. I'm feeling just amazing after setting up the solar yesterday, having it work, and filling up my battery. So it's a great feeling. I had a shower last night. My hair is clean. That always feels good. And then I got up today. It's a sunny day. Walked to the village, grabbed a coffee and a donut, and now I'm just headed for a walk to the woods. Gonna find nice place to sit down and enjoy my donut. And yeah, there's a lot of water flowing in here, so I'm headed towards a creek. I think will be quite relaxing. It is so beautiful in here. It is so incredibly green. It just really moves me. I've been just getting in my own head and daydreaming and thinking about stuff. And yeah, like on the verge of tears, just taking in all this lushness of spring. It's a really nice time because the deciduous trees aren't full of leaves yet. So a lot of light comes down to the forest floor, and all the little plants that grow on the forest floor are super green. So it's just really lush feeling. Oh, I just heard the creek. Oh wow, proper hydration feels so good, which is why I'm stoked. This video is once again sponsored by Element. Element is a very tasty electrolyte drink with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means just lots of salt and no sugar. Element contains a science-backed blend of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And this is important because electrolytes help facilitate hundreds of functions within the body, including proper fluid balance, hormone regulation, nutrient absorption, and one of my favorites, sending nerve impulses. It is so important for the health of your nervous system to have a proper electrolyte blend, which is why you can't just put salt in your water and expect it to do the same thing as drinking something like Element, which is formulated to help everyone with their electrolyte needs, regardless of whether you're vegan, paleo, keto, what have you. There is no sugar, there is no added dyes or colorants or artificial flavors or gluten or anything like that. It's just the electrolytes you need in a really, really tasty package, which is why I'm so stoked about the deal I have for you today. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any purchase. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors and figure out which one you might want to purchase next. You can get yours at drinkelement.com/TIDELINTOALPINE. This deal is only available through the link in my description, so go to drinklmnt.com/TIDELINTOALPINE to get yours today. And the great thing about this deal is if you've already tried Element, you can get it again. You can go to my link and get another free sample pack with another purchase, even if you've already purchased before. They also offer no questions asked refunds on all orders, so this is a no-risk offer. You can try Element, and if you hate it, you're gonna get your money back, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. Anyways, with all of that said, I hope you try Element. I hope you love it, and let's get back to my forest walk. It was a really nice time by the river. This mom came with her 2 daughters while I was flying the drone, so I showed them the controller and they got to see a different view, so that was pretty neat to share that. And the river was so loud you couldn't hear the drone, so they weren't put out by it. And yeah, I'm just making my way back to town, taking some trails I haven't taken in a while, and I have a package waiting for me at the post office. This is such a beautiful day. I'm just kicking myself for how difficult it is to take myself out for a walk most days. And yet, once I'm out, it's always the best thing ever. I never regret it. I'm never like, oh, I wish I stayed home. No, I'm always so happy I got out walking. And so I just need to get better at the self-talk process before the walk that often results in me putting it off for another day, because when I do that, I end up with less walks. So, anyways, I'm on this neat trail. It's a bike trail. There's tons of bike trails around here. But there was a sign saying this one is a gravity trail, and therefore I must yield to mountain bikers.
Are you ready, big boy? Huh? You want to try this?
Grandpa made an ice cream cone for you, Frank.
Want to try that? A little bit? You look away, I hold it. No, no, not too much. A little bit at a time. Till we get down to get the top off it. Then you can have it.
You ready to get out? I brought you down here to get some water. There you go. I was feeling a little full and sluggish after dinner, so it was either go to bed or take Frank for a wheel-in ride because I just didn't want to leave him to go for a walk on my own. He's quite happy to be out here, so we went through town and he really enjoyed sniffing the air and just watching all the people doing people things. And then I brought him down here because he loves drinking wild water. And then we're gonna head back towards my grandparents' house, but find some nice spots to stop along the way and just let Frank be somewhere different, out of the yard. Just enjoy being a bit more in nature. It has been such a great day. I'm really glad I took Frank for a wheelie, and then I did some work for the past couple hours, and just as I was finishing editing, the rain started. And I've missed it because most of this winter I was either in the desert, so it was dry, or it was snowing, which just doesn't sound nice like the rain does. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm just gonna snuggle up with Frank, enjoy the rain on the roof, and yeah, I'll see you in a moment, I guess. It is really great to see Frank so engaged with the world. He's so happy in his chariot, just taking in the sights and smells. So yeah, it's a wonderful evening. All right, so before I reveal Frank's new chariot, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone with all your suggestions and ideas and links that were sent to me. I had a lot of factors to take into consideration when choosing his new ride, his new wheels, factors involving both him and myself because I do have a connective tissue disorder called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and in recent years I've had a lot of trouble with especially my elbows and sometimes my hands. So it needed to be foldable so that I can store it in the van. It needed to be relatively light so I can lift it up on the roof rack when I want to, when I don't feel like storing it in the side doors. And it needed to be easy to push. I didn't want anything I had to pull, like a wagon, because that's just too much strain on my elbows. So as fun as it was to borrow wheelbarrows, that is not a long-term solution, and neither would a pull wagon. I also wanted something that's kind of easy to get him into. A wheelbarrow is a pretty high lift, and although I can do it right now, Frank is healthy, so he could be enjoying his ride for several years yet to come, and so I need to also consider that sometimes I might not be doing so great. So something that will be easy for both of us to get him in and out, as well as easy for me to push and be durable for off-road use, because we're going to be on paths, wide paths and dirt roads, gravel roads, sandy beaches, stuff like that, just taking him for strolls and down to the lake and down to the beach. So I ended up deciding to invest in a Thule chariot. So I got Frank, it's actually called a chariot, the Chariot Light, and it's really beautiful and well built. I could not take a chance buying a knockoff or a cheaper version and risking having to carry him several kilometers back to the van because he is 70 pounds and that would be really hard on me. So I wanted something really trustworthy. These also have a great resale value. They hold value. They're kind of like the Toyota of strollers or something. So yeah, I feel really, really good about the decision I made. And the mountain bike shop down in town, Mountain City Cycles, had the one I wanted in stock. They were so nice and so helpful, and without me even asking, even hooked us up with a little bit of a deal. So if you're ever in the Comox Valley and you need bike parts or you want to buy a bike or anything like that, I definitely recommend you check out Mountain City Cycles. Yeah, it was a great experience. They made it so nice for me to bring Frank in and get him hooked up with a new ride, and he loves it. When we went into the store, he saw one and he went to go get in without me even prompting him. So he's definitely very, very fond of it. And yeah, it just feels so great to have him on walks with me. I know this is going to bring us so many more good memories and adventures, and it's going to be so much easier to get to the lake or get to the ocean, or we could even go camping. We could do lots of rail trail adventures. It just opens up a world of possibilities for us. So I am super, super stoked on it. So it's a pretty big change in our life, and it's fairly bittersweet being at this point. but I'm just so grateful that I'm in a position where I can go all out on Frank and just give him his best senior years, and that wouldn't be possible without you tuning in to watch our videos. So thank you so much. I had a great week visiting with family. It was really, really hard to say farewell, and no, I won't see them until the autumn, but we've just driven south just to get ready to take the ferry tomorrow. Just didn't want to do it all in one day, so we're here at a provincial park for the night, and I was filming something, and Frank here put himself in his wheelie. Yeah. He was outside just taking a pee and stuff, but I guess he wanted to lay down. And this is nice and low, and I keep the brake on, so he could just put himself right in it. And we're gonna go for a little walk. Go for a ride, Frank. Yeah. You go find a stick. Come on, come in here.